Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health with SaraBanta. I'm a wife, mom of 3, and an NANP certified supplement professional, but that's not all. I'm also the founder of the awarded Most Innovative Health Supplement Company 4 years in a row, Accelerated Health Products. We are a brand offering innovative, natural, scalar enhanced supplements to optimize your health, unlike any other company out there. And this podcast is not just a source of information. We are a community. We're all here to learn and grow on our health journeys, regardless of where you are today. That includes me, which I'm going to go into in a minute, so stay tuned. And this podcast is the springboard to learning, and the free group coaching on Telegram is where we continue learning together. You can ask your questions. I post tips and tools to move you forward every single day. So here's what you can expect. New episodes every Monday and Wednesday with in-depth health discussions and expert guests. Hot topics like this one in the news every Friday to keep things fun. And then the free group coaching on Telegram, where we continue learning together. You are part of a supportive group, and all of the details are on my website at SaraBantaHealth.com. Have you thought about detoxing, but you're a little worried if it's too much, or you're worried about the detox flu symptoms? Well, I've created over 10 unique, easy detox cleanse programs, and we're going to talk about one today to help you reset your body while feeling great without the detox symptoms. You can take the detox quiz at SaraBantaHealth.com to find out which one is right for you. Maybe you're not ready for a detox, but you want to start with a few supplements, don't know what you need. Just complete the health goals form on my website, and I will personally put together a protocol just for you. And just by taking a few steps forward with your health, I promise you, you will change your life. And the difference is I am here every step of the way. So I promised you in the beginning that we were going to talk about something personal. And over the last few months, I've been going through my own health crisis that I have tried to keep under wraps. I've had to wear specific clothing. I've had to not go out in public. I've had to do a lot of topical treatments. I've spent thousands of dollars trying to find the remedies that work, the ones that don't. And the reality is I had a skin rash, an outbreak that incorporated not just Candida, which we're talking about, but Candida, viral, parasites, all the things together, because it's never just one thing, you guys. These foreign pathogens, they play together. They're supposed to be nice and play nice in that sandbox of your body. But when one gets out of control, they protect each other, and they will flare each other up, and your immune system doesn't know where to shoot because it is trying to go after so much. Well, ironically, coincidentally or not coincidentally, what's in the news today? There is an urgent Candida surge. Health officials are increasingly concerned about the dangerous and highly resistant fungus Candida auris, which has been quietly spreading in hospitals across the United States. That's why you don't want to be in a hospital if you don't have to. Often compared to cancer in its impact, this invasive yeast poses a serious threat, especially to our vulnerable patients with weakened immune systems and those undergoing intensive hospital care. You know, maybe the elderly are immune suppressant. I would consider myself a really strong, healthy person with a strong immune system. It can take out any of us. So keep that in mind as you might be dismissing this and saying, I'm in good health. I don't need to worry about this. Well, this has first been identified in the US hospitals in 2016 with just 52 report cases across 4 states. This has now seen a staggering rise. In 2023 alone, over 4,500 infections were reported across 38 states, with the Center for Disease Control and Prevention classifying it as an urgent threat. Particularly sharp increases have been seen in Georgia and Florida. So this type of fungus became especially dangerous when it enters the bloodstream, and it can cause severe and life-threatening infections. And alarmingly, 1 in 3 people with it do not survive. 1 in 3 people. You guys, this is huge. Those most at risk, of course, include patients with prolonged hospital stays, those who rely on invasive medical devices such as catheters or breathing tubes. The fungus is known to colonize on the skin and can persist on hospital surfaces and equipment, often resisting the standard disinfectants, so they're not working. And it can easily spread through physical contact, entering the body through cuts and medical devices. So as we're talking about this, I'm getting the chills because over the last few months, I've had to wash every single piece of clothing that I wore without wearing it again. I had to wash my sheets. I didn't sleep in my bed. I had to sleep elsewhere to make sure I wasn't getting my spouse sick, being very careful because my skin, your skin is your largest detox organ. And if you get an overgrowth of a pathogen like Candida or parasites, it will come out of your skin. Your liver can only do so much. You know, I always talk about you got to love your liver. Well, your skin is like, okay, I've got way too much to deal with. I'm going to let it out here. Well, the fungus and the Candida protect the parasites and the viral activity. So there was a bit of shingles that was attached to this, but my body could not attack the shingles because there was this hard shell from the Candida protecting it, protecting the parasites, protecting the viruses and anything else. So you could not get in. So we're going to get into a little bit of, okay, if you just have a minor Candida issue, these are the supplements to take. But if you got something like I did, you have to go with this. So with that, there are early signs of this infection that they're talking about, including fever, chills that don't respond to antibiotics. In some cases, patients may also experience redness, swelling, pus around the wounds, a lot of things. Okay, so they emphasized the seriousness of the infection, comparing its effects to what happens to the lungs and immune system to cancer. The fungus continued to grow unchecked, potentially causing secondary pneumonia and other complications. What had happened to me was it was a secondary infection. So it was like this whole other animal that my body's like, I don't even know what to do with this. So they're using disinfectants, special ones. They're not really working. The traditional antifungal medications are not working with this Candida auris. So let's talk about the 5 stages of Candida. Now, what you have to remember is Candida is a parasite. Okay, so as we're talking about Candida, this applies to parasites. And yes, I have the accelerated parasite cleanse. I have the accelerated Candida cleanse, but they are going to work a little bit together. And we're then going to talk about the few supplements that work on all foreign pathogens and really was a game changer. And like I said, you guys, I always say God has to put me through these horrific challenges so that I learn deep in my heart what is going to work for you. And I prayed through this whole experience, okay, God, I don't know what you're doing with me on this one, but can this please end? Because this is the worst experience I've ever gone through. It attacked my nervous system. My level of stress skyrocketed. My sleep was disrupted. I'm always a good sleeper. I just could not manage my my impulsivity and being up and happy for my family, for my kids. It was horrific. And I don't suffer from anxiety. I suffered from anxiety. It would hit me. I'd look at my skin in the mirror and I'd have these huge waves of anxiety because I did not recognize my body. It was on my neck, it was on my full trunk, my back, and little spots on my arms. But because it was all over here, I could not wear a bra. I could not wear a sports bra. I could not go do my hot yoga. I could not wear clothing that was tight around the waistband. I was wearing my sweats and very loose clothing all day long. I did not go out in public unless I had to. And if I did, I had to cover myself up. But when I covered myself up, it would cause itch and irritation, and I was so uncomfortable. So my maximum being out in public was an hour. This last weekend, I got to go to San Diego, and I was out of the house wearing my normal clothing all day long from 9 to 5. I would have never been able to do that weeks ago. So what we're talking about today is serious. The problem is after the pandemic, the spike protein has triggered more and more of these cases because the immune system's suppressed, and it's triggering this viral activity, this parasitic and Candida activity. And some people are taking antiparasitics medication that can actually backfire. And why is that? Is that it's not going after all of the parasites, and parasites are king in the kingdom of your body. And we may not want to believe it, but they are. And if some of them get pissed off, they're going to flare up and they're going to tell you who's boss. And that's what happened to me. And then the fungus and the Candida was out of control. My skin was oozing. So I know this is kind of disgusting, but at the same time, I want you to know how serious it can get. I was very afraid, and I'm eating as clean as I could. I was being told by multiple different practitioners different protocols and what they thought would work. And I tried everything. I threw every dart at the dartboard. The problem is that some of those darts actually made me go backwards. And so what I've experienced, I get to come to you with the answers of what worked and what didn't. And so I hope you take from this the severity of it and the prevention and the highlights of what I've put together as a protocol that works. And it makes it all worthwhile for me to have suffered for you. So we're going to go through the 5 stages of Candida overgrowth. Candida is a naturally occurring yeast that lives within all of us. And like I said, in a healthy balance, it plays a role in digestion and nutrient absorption. We're supposed to have some of it. And it plays nice in that sandbox with the bacteria, the viruses, the parasites, all of that. When Candida becomes overgrown, often due to antibiotics, stress, or a high sugar diet. And by the way, guess what made my skin flare up like that? It was a moment of anxiety, a moment of stress. If I stared at my spot or breakout and I got anxiety over it, I literally saw it blow up. If I got stressed about a work day the next day or something else, flare up. So stress is the killer for all health conditions. When Candida can become overgrown, and not just the stress and antibiotics, but a high sugar diet. That's why they will tell you to be on cut the sugar, cut the crap out of your diet. It can spiral into a deep systemic issue affecting the whole body. So stage 1, Candida begins to overpopulate the body's mucosal surfaces, the mouth, digestive tract, the skin, and genitals, where it normally exists in harmony with beneficial bacteria. But when gut flora is disrupted, even birth control, steroids, processed diets, Candida starts to grow unchecked. While still considered mild, these symptoms are often brushed off as normal because they're so common. And you have to think about any processed meal causes leaky gut, and that's going to allow this Candida, parasites, all the bugs to kind of take over. So another reason to stay to whole foods. So the signs to look for: strong sugar and alcohol cravings, vaginal yeast infections, UTIs, digestive discomfort, bloating, gas, heartburn, constipation, diarrhea. That's also why when you do a cleanse, you might have some of the bloating, gas, constipation, body odor because you're killing off some yucky stuff. The skin issues, the rashes, the eczema, the acne, the liver spots. And one little skin little tidbit from my experience is, as I was taking all of the supplements for my infection that was all over my trunk, my face cleared up, because some of the skin supplements, and I'll mention it, Skin Balance was a fantastic supplement to help nourish the skin, help repair it as it was getting rid of the infection, but it also helped my face skin. So that one is called Skin Balance and can be found at Accelerated Health Products. We'll mention that again later when we get into the supplements. So you can see the eczema, liver spots, acne, rashes, reoccurring respiratory or sinus infections, thrush, bronchitis, tonsillitis, strep, heightened sensitivities, allergies to food, chemicals, mold that you didn't have before. And I felt that as well. Severe PMS, bladder issues, chronic bad breath, body odor, because all of these things, they stink, by the way, but they're also causing inflammation throughout the body. Mood swings, unexpected irritability. My family will absolutely tell you that was occurring over the last few months. Trouble falling and staying asleep. I did not sleep well. My Aura ring was telling me every morning that you didn't do a good job last night. And I tried everything, you guys. I tried to going to bed an hour earlier. I tried to sleep in a different bed. I tried to sleep on the couch. It didn't matter. But the parasites and these bugs wake up at night. They start moving around, and you can feel them, unfortunately. So they love to attack your nervous system, and that's why it's really hard to manage your stress. So you're not going crazy, you're just being taken over. Stage 2, as Candida continues to grow, it begins to outnumber the beneficial microbes in the gut. It releases toxic byproducts known as mycotoxins, which irritate and weaken the intestinal lining, leading to leaky gut. Now, mycotoxins play with oxalates and sulfur and amyloid proteins that I talk about. That's why you want to get rid of those oxalates, the sulfur foods, and the amyloid proteins in the chicken and the conventionally raised beef. And you can look to the Accelerated Food Guide for a full list of foods to focus on. But this will allow the Candida to enter the bloodstream, making it more dangerous and making that dangerous shift from yeast to an invasive fungus. At this point, symptoms begin affecting multiple body symptoms, and it's harder to ignore. So you're now going, okay, what's going on with me? You will see persistent weight gain or sudden unexplained weight loss, tinnitus, so the ringing in the ears, recurring ear infections, muscle aches, joint pain, arthritis, chronic fatigue, low energy, headaches, migraines, acid reflux and indigestion, dizziness or vertigo, bladder or kidney infections. So that's stage 2. Stage 3 is when it hits your neurological part of your body. So it enters the bloodstream. It can reach new tissues and organs, including the brain and the nervous system. Colonies may form in muscles, joints, bones, and even the eyes. I've had some blurred vision in and out. My vision is perfect, but I wouldn't be able to see right in front of me when my vision would go blurry. Your vision is also attached to your liver. So your liver's doing a lot of work through something like this, and that's why your vision will be affected. And then your cognitive or emotional health will begin to suffer. So you'll see brain fog, forgetfulness, trouble concentrating, speech or writing issues, forgetting simple terms, loss of previously learned skills like playing music, muscle twitching, neurological tics, mood disturbances like aggression, depression, irrational fears. I experienced those. Thyroid dysfunction. Yes, I experienced that. I experienced my thyroid going up and down and up and down. Endometriosis or hormonal imbalances, seizure-like activities or tremors, IBS, diabetes, blood sugar dysregulation. Definitely saw a lot of that. Infertility or sexual dysfunction, panic attacks, anxiety, and phobia. So that's stage 3. There's 5 stages. Now stage 4. So Candida has now taken hold throughout the whole body, affecting multiple organ systems and severely compromising immunity, detoxification, and hormonal function. So this can become debilitating. It is essential. The lifestyle changes are no longer an option. They are essential. Gut healing, antifungal protocols, detoxification, liver support. You'll see complete endocrine burnout, thyroid, adrenals, ovaries, and testes. chronic fatigue, burnout that does not improve with rest, muscle weakness and wasting, severe constipation or gut shutdown, inflammatory skin responses, hives, swelling. So this was me. This was me. All of this that we just talked about: thyroid, adrenals, chronic fatigue, muscle weakness, wasting, muscle wasting. Thank God for my accelerated aminos, because it maintained muscle mass that would have gone away, regardless of how much protein I was eating and how much food I was eating, and all clean food. So that I'm very grateful for that. Stage 5. So this is the critical stage. Candida can progress into life-threatening systemic candidiasis. At this point, the body is overwhelmed. Organs begin to shut down. Co-infections may take root. The immune system is deeply compromised, and without immediate medical intervention, it can become fatal. Okay, so now I have the chills, because now I'm going to get into the solutions to give you. We have had the accelerated Candida cleanse on the website for quite some time, and it is effective in eliminating Candida overgrowth. It supports the regrowth of beneficial gut flora. It minimizes the die-off symptoms like the fatigue, brain fog, digestive discomfort. And I'm going to go through some of those key supplements. And then when I get to the bottom, or at the end, I'm going to talk about a new supplement that was needed, that is beautifully not affecting your liver or any human tissue. So there's no negative side effect. It works synergistically with these that I'm talking about. And it was a game changer. Within just a couple of days, I saw the rash just quietly go away. And it was like, okay, is this really it? What's going to go on? And by the way, if you are seeing a breakout during the full moon or the new moon, starting 3 days before, 3 days after, you've got a candida or parasitic infection. These little buggers like to come out during that time. It is not hogwash. It is not voodoo or anything like that. During those periods of time, there's increased serotonin production in your body, and parasites eat serotonin. So they become very active. They love it. They wiggle around, and I can't even tell you. I don't want to gross you out. It was very apparent that the full moon or the new moon was here, because I was feeling it in my skin. Things got a lot worse. I thought at some point things were getting better and almost gone, and whoo, it would flare up again. So if you're seeing a worsening of some sort of skin rash or other symptoms, bloating, all the symptoms we talked about, moodiness, that is parasites. So what we're going to go through does work on parasites. Like I said, Candida is a parasite. So the number one supplement in the accelerated Candida cleanse, there's Mega Mycobalance. It's undecanoic acid, which is derived from castor bean oil. It inhibits the transformation of Candida from its harmless yeast form to its aggressive fungal form. And then it has bee propolis in it, which helps suppress fungal proliferation, restore the microbiome balance. Now, then there's the Mega IgG 2000, which binds to and neutralizes Candida related toxins, reducing inflammation and gut permeability. So it's going to help with your gut. Restore Flora is a probiotic. It combines beneficial yeast and spore-based probiotics to rebalance intestinal formula, especially if you've been put on an antibiotic. And then Accelerate iodine. This is in all my cleanses because it does everything. It's antifungal, it's antiviral, it's antibacterial, antiparasitic. It is helping detox the cells of the heavy metals. Did you know parasites swallow heavy metals? So as you're detoxing off of parasites, they are releasing heavy metals and other toxins into your system. And that's where the die-off comes in, because that your body is like exposed to all of these things that have been trapped and encapsulated. So the accelerating iodine is going to help detox your cells of all of these toxins. It is needed to increase that ATP within the cell and that mitochondria so that your body, your immune system has the energy to fight all of these pathogens, whichever it is. It is needed for that cell membrane health, the brain of the cell, to let the toxins out and nutrients from your food in. You cannot get toxins out of the cells without iodine on that cell membrane. And with that, it has an iodolipid value, meaning iodine fat value for that cell membrane. So the PC, phosphatidylcholine fat, is a supportive fat to work with the iodine for that cell membrane. Then the iodine helps cleanse the blood so the liver can do its job. It supports liver health. It helps with the hormonal balance, the thyroid, the adrenals. Did you know when you're more stressed, you need more iodine, more salt, like the accelerated ancient salt, to help support your adrenal health? So if you're less stressed and you're in Hawaii on the beach, you might not need as much iodine and salt as you do when you're undergoing this kind of infection. Now, stress isn't just financial stress and spousal stress. Stress is that stress on your body trying to fight any sort of infection. So iodine, the accelerating iodine, is key. It helps with that thyroid function, supporting 100 trillion cells in the body. And this is one of the keys that I came up with. When you use the combination of the accelerating iodine and the accelerated scalar castor oil, either as a pack over the infection, a castor oil pack, you are reducing inflammation. You're driving that iodine into the 3 layers of skin, because castor oil goes 3 layers into the skin. Now, coconut oil is very soothing and antimicrobial too, but it does not go all the way into the skin. We talked last week about beef tallow for your skin. Beef tallow is just on top. The castor oil and the iodine in your skin and face is going to help with the acne and the 3 layers deep in, right? So those two topically were amazing. The next supplement I can't talk about. I will get taken down. So you're going to have to go to the website or message me or comment below if you want to know what this missing supplement is that helps the immune system target all foreign pathogens, including Candida, including parasites, viruses, bacteria, both topically and orally. Super easy to take. It reduces inflammation. It enhances your overall immune system. Amazing. So comment below, DM me, and let me know if you want to know what that supplement is. So this is the bonus supplement. I had to get it from a very, very rare source from across the globe, and it attacks the outer shell of the Candida. So Candida has a shell that is like lobster or crab. It is hard. It is protecting all of the other bugs, the viruses, the worms, the parasites, whatever it is, so your immune system cannot get in there. Okay, so what happens is this bonus supplement, the Candida Cleanser, it is a specialized antifungal product that targets that chitin cell wall, that hard cell wall. It dismantles it, so then your immune system goes in and takes care of everything it's supposed to take care of and that it knows how to take care of. It is a structure that most pharmaceutical antifungals cannot even touch. It's called leufineuron. It works by breaking down that chitin structure, weakening the Candida and making it more vulnerable to the immune system. So this is the bonus. It was a game changer with me. Now, with any detox program, everyone talks about the die-off symptoms, the Herxheimer reaction, especially with Candida, because remember, the parasites in Candida, they're releasing other toxins and heavy metals, and your body is just overwhelmed, skin flare-ups, headaches, fatigue, brain fog, bloating. That's where the accelerated cellular detox powder comes in. I'm taking a huge spoonful every single night. It has a synergistic blend of natural ingredients that bind and flush out the toxins, the heavy metals, the fungal die-off, the radiation, all of the things, We have micronized zeolite in there. It supports gentle detox targeting the cellular level. The micronization allows deeper penetration and improved bioavailability. We have the activated charcoal, which a lot of people know about, but that can also make you constipated. So some of the other ingredients in this powder combats that so that your bowel movements are normalized. And you gotta be pooping when you're going through any detox. You gotta get the toxins out. So the activated charcoal absorbs and binds the chemicals, gases, and toxins, helps reduce the bloat and the gas. Then you have diatomaceous earth. This is a natural powder that has sharp microscopic structures to sweep out the parasites, fungus, and debris and destroy the fungal biofilm, absorb the toxins, support clear skin and better digestion, internal cleansing. Then we've added in triphala, which I love. It helps with the bowel movements. It has antioxidant protection, gives your digestive system some more resilience. Tridacin, which is something we just added like a year ago, and I love it. It helps with taking out excess dietary fat and cholesterol out of the body. Did you know that when your body and your liver are being taxed by all this stuff, you are going to have a harder time with digesting fats, and you're also going to see a rise in cholesterol probably. So that's something to think about. And it also includes the slippery elm bark, which helps protect the intestinal lining and also promotes the healing of leaky gut. So this combination, it's enhanced with scalar frequencies to neutralize the toxins that you're being released, and the radiation and the EMFs and the heavy metals, all of that. So it's very, very important to be using the accelerated cellular detox powder. So lastly, I'll just mention the accelerated liver care. It's been a game changer through this whole process because my liver has had to flush all of this stuff out that I was exposed to, was triggered. And I can't really talk about what triggered this whole process, but it was something that a lot of people out there are promoting, and I can't talk about it, unfortunately. But the more important thing is that I found a way to get rid of the most difficult co-infection that I have ever experienced. And I consider myself a healthy person. So hopefully this was helpful. And like I said, the accelerated liver care is a staple. You have to be cleansing your liver as you're going through any cleanse. So thanks for listening. Remember to DM me or comment below if you want to know what that missing supplement is that I can't talk about. And our discussion does not have to stop here. You can share this with your friends. There are a lot of weird symptoms going around now. People are like, I've never had skin rashes. I've never had allergies. My hair is falling out. I've never had issues like that. We're in a new world, and it's going to take a lot more investigating to navigate it, but there are solutions. That's the good news. And if you don't know where to start, you can start yourself by getting your free supplement protocol. Just go to SaraBantaHealth.com, and I will personally put together a protocol for you. Follow me on social media at Accelerated Health Products for more insights, and join the free group coaching. I can talk there as much as I want and tell you everything. So that's a place that you can post your questions, and I will freely answer. And you can find this podcast at Accelerated Health with SaraBanta on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, E360, iHeartRadio, Amazon, and over 100 different platforms. You can also use coupon podcast10 to get 10% off site-wide. Remember, I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so join me next time for more ways to unlock your health potential.